Go pick it up. We are live at this moment. Should probably have somebody check on the stream. I typically do that on my phone, but that
Looks good so far.
Yeah, I got it up on my second monitor as well.
But how's it sound? The sound is also almost equally as crucial. But we have a pretty good audience here right now. This is legit. Like pretty great panel here of aspiring architects. And today is all about putting our skills to that test. And if anybody wants also to turn on their cameras, feel free. But today is the first 5-minute design challenge. Because often in our field, design is very willy-nilly, and then okay, it has to be done now or 2 weeks ago, and we can tend to procrastinate or not be under that timed pressure. And obviously, to flesh out an entire building, chair, interior design, all of that takes weeks, months on and on to flush it out. But here today, we only got 5 minutes because the start of design is all about the idea, the partí. What is the jumping off point of this project? What's that human element beyond, okay, it's just shelter, it's just a building? And so that brings us here today for our very first test of this new kind of segment. I'm sure the format will evolve because everything does. But today it is a 1v1 5-minute design challenge. And first of all, before we get rolling, does everybody here want to do and be a part of it? Or is anybody just watching?
I'm just watching.
No way. No way. Pawn's involved.
Well, I mean, we got an even number right now, so
Yeah, Perny, are you down? Or what you thinking? Big chillin'? Because I'm creating the spin wheel now. And I want to make sure everybody's in there for who gets to go first. And just like the pure randomness of it.
I like the little sound in the background.
Yeah. Alright. So Bernie's probably just big chillin'. So put the 5 of us on. I can add him in if need be. But let me share my screen to show.
Oh, is that a microphone, Vanessa, or what is that? Man, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a microphone. It's the same one that
Whoa.
Tristan and Monty had.
What's that big circular thing on it, though?
It's the pop filter. I
Oh.
have one also, but it
Oh.
like pop 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 pop. I don't know. If they say, I mean, it makes a difference if it's like, I don't know, very, I don't know. People aren't listening that closely to this, so it's all good. But it's mostly
Yeah.
for like singers and like pop pop, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with yours, Swan, but it like goes in and out somehow.
Yeah. I think I just have to realize where I gotta actually put my mouth because sometimes I'd be moving like this and I'm not, bro.
Bro, chill.
This, this is
Jesus, bro.
PG-13,
This is a family episode. Chill.
bro.
All right, so are there any
First
volunteers?
ever.
First ever. Never been done before. Ever. I don't know. I have no idea, but people just say things and then they become true. Do-do-do-do. So
Let's go.
let's go, boys and women, girls, females, everybody up in here. Let's test this out. Are there any volunteers or just spin it?
We could just spin it.
Just
Spin
spin
it.
it? Spin
Yeah.
it?
Spin it.
Mr. Ryan, you have been selected to
The Hunger Games, bro.
the Hunger Games.
It wasn't the outcome I wanted, but it's the outcome I got.
And me? Oh,
Oh,
shit.
let's go.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
go. I thought it was Vanessa, but no, it's me. Alright. Alright, so on the random generator, what do we get here? Adaptive reuse. Is that this one? This one. Oh, wait. An abandoned
Factory.
factory in Detroit. Adaptive reuse. So the idea here is Detroit is just abandoned. I read actually today there's over 900 abandoned factories in Detroit. And what they deem a factory is a bit loose, but more manufacturing facilities. So that location, like, it's a bit of a cheat because I'm the one who researched all of it, but at the same time, like, I haven't like actually like thought about it.
You've already
You
got your
get
concept,
you get
John,
3
don't you?
minutes.
I
You get 3 minutes.
I get 3 minutes. I where is it? Let me see. So this is the Packard Automotive Plant.
Packard Automotive Plant.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me pull it up. And it's the largest plant that is completely abandoned in
Detroit or in
yeah, in Detroit. It should look something like this.
Make it a skate park.
An
Yep,
escape
there you go.
room. Yeah, the Packard Automotive Plant. This gigantic behemoth of a building. For some reason, it can't go 3D, but it is. I, I don't even know how many square feet.
Damn,
Hundreds of thousands,
that thing is huge.
and it's just completely abandoned. But it has this wild structure. So, like, what would you do? And instead of forcing a program on it, it's actually up to us because all around it is housing, and right by it is the GM factory, and like if this building was huge. This building is gigantic. Oh my god.
Damn.
That's
Bro,
thousands of feet
It
across.
says it's 3.5 million square feet.
The Packard,
Yeah.
just this year, 3.5 million square feet. So that's it. That's the prompt. I have a timer here, and we can start it up. And do you want me to run your stream of sketching live? Because I'll be on paper.
If you want to, you can. That's cool with me.
All right. Just one second.
Before we start, I do have a question. Give him a moment.
Yeah, what's up?
Is there a larger like programmatic goal, or is it here is the space? What do you do with it?
Yeah, this one was a bit more general of what would you do with this because it's already built or there's still like a bunch of structure, so
Okay.
it's not exactly crafting of the space as much, but also we can just decide on a program as well. But let's get this thing rolling.
Let's
And
go.
Wow.
I actually can't share my 5 minutes and look at the screen at the same time. Hold on.
Apparently, there's a 1.5 million square foot AMC headquarters there, slated for demolition. Jesus, they just have a million square foot buildings just.
Some big
crazy.
buildings, damn.
Next time we need like a cool timer where like at the very end it does like some dynamite noise or something, some bomb.
Oh
noise.
yeah. We can get a little creative, like I want an explosion, something like that.
All right, are you ready, Brian?
There's an actual explosion though.
Just
I
have your
am
computer
ready.
explode.
Yeah, good to go. Let's
Good to
fucking
go.
do this thing. I'm gonna hit start over there, and I'm gonna come back and start sketching.
I feel like you should be like a buffer then, so you can get back. Yeah. Just start when he starts.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
going.
he's a cheater. He already looked at the site.
I don't have shit, bro.
It's fine. I took
Blank.
notes.
Y'all can chat it up if you want.
So you could zoom in on Ryan's screen so the audience can see
I was
that.
about to say.
Yeah, that'll be Vanessa.
It also looks like Ryan is going for the WWE
Mm-hmm.
Hell in a cell, baby.
Let's go, Punjabi man. Is that
From
what
the
it's
Oh
called?
top.
no, not the Punjabi match.
I remember who was it? The Great Khali and Rey
The
Mysterio?
Great Khali, yeah. It was a match specifically made for him. It was like four. four separate cages made out of bamboo, and the cages got smaller and smaller as they got closer to the ring, and you were supposed to climb over them or something like that. Um, the Great Khali never fought in any of them because it was too big to actually wrestle in that tight space. So they replaced them with the Big Show whenever they had the match. Um, it was not a great match. I
Who
think
was
he
it?
fought
The
against the
Big Show and
Undertaker.
who? Undertaker?
I think it was Big Show versus Undertaker because they replaced Kali because Kali couldn't wrestle in that sort of environment. He had brittle bones or whatever giantism makes you have.
Oh, yeah, I remember they were talking about that. That's why he retired a little early, right?
Yeah, that's what always gets the tall people.
How long did Andre the Giant fight for?
I don't know, like he's he was originally from France, ended up over here at some point. He was in Japan at some point too. Dude was all over the place.
Yeah, he was massive. I remember he had his hand up to someone's face and it covered it like nothing.
Oh yeah, like his wrestling boot was the size of like 2 milk gallons.
Jesus Christ. A big boy.
Mm-hmm. But
Drank that good milk back in the day, though. None of this
oh yeah,
contaminated milk we got. I shot the cow.
just injected the lead straight into the bloodstream.
Mm-hmm. Bet he
But I
was
do approve of
impressed.
Ryan's turnbuckle and rope design right now.
What's that?
I do approve of your wrestling ring, turnbuckle, and rope design.
I'm hoping I can really take him from the top ropes.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna get in here with a little bit of velocity.
Yeah, you just need a little Jeff Hardy for scale up there.
Yeah, it's all good. Jeff Hardy or Rey Mysterio up there, and you're good. Oh,
There
there
you
you
go.
go. Tom bomb.
I'm sold.
Gotta have Matt Hardy on the other
Mm-hmm.
side.
One
Bro,
of the 10 mini.
brothers were insane.
Thank you, sir.
Should add them if they respond to us.
How much time is left? Almost up? Wow, this is no time.
I know I'm feeling it.
Oh my god.
Pressure.
Mm-hmm. On a site like this, I would go with opening up the spaces, getting rid of some of the ceilings, getting rid of some of the floors, making maybe doing something. Um, what's the word? Like you know how they do the rice patties and stuff like that,
Hmm?
like
What is that?
stepped up the mountains. I would open that up.
Ooh, like I know, like the Grand Canyon, but a building.
Yeah, something like that.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Oh,
Lots of
that's it.
glazing to let the sunlight in.
Pencil down. Let's go.
All right, all right.
Beep
He
beep beep
stopped,
beep
right?
beep 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 beep.
Is he still cheating over there? No, I'm joking.
Hey, you did the research.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I did choose the site, so I had at least some subconscious flowing in there. I can go first. You can go first. It's up to you.
Have at it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we should try to do like a side by
yeah,
side or
we'll do
something.
that.
I think I can maybe drop one in the chat.
Yeah, let me take a picture of this first. Bro, nice, nice, nice.
Kind of cool seeing it. share both screens. Y'all can't see each other's. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
RPG. Back in the day, RPG. Don't be looking at my screen, bro.
Just got the blankets up on either side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember doing that. Yeah. Little brother.
Stop peeking, bro. That's the wrong mouse.
Those were the times that we did anymore.
Playing GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64.
Burrows, GoldenEye, Turok,
Mm-hmm.
what else? Smash Bros.
Where'd you post yours, Monty?
I put it in another thread because that's all I could access on my phone, but I'm saving it now to mine so I can put it in the chat. It's kind of convoluted.
Okay.
No. Shit, I have to rotate mine. And edit this real quick. Just rotate. Let me just see this one. There we go. All right, it's there. All right, Pane Film. You could open up the chat and open up. You could do his first, or me, or flip a coin, or okay, perfect. And then
Brian one.
all right.
Okay, so as you open every presentation, that's okay. So, while Monty was presenting the site, I took some quick notes and just did two really quick little diagrams about its form. So the little grid on the left is just a quick idea of its proportions of how it's set itself up structurally. And then the other little diagram is a quick plan sketch from Google Earth that was kind of identifying it as this key shape, right? So the bottom right image adds a little bit of weight to that and starts to add some program and plan. So splitting these kind of teeth in the key into multifamily blocks and running that down this main aisle of the stem and lining it with a little bit of retail on the side of it. The section starts to show how that stacks a little bit. So you kind of get that retail base with the multifamily up top and the balconies looking down, creating a larger atrium space that would show the kind of old building elements above with some natural light coming down and recreating kind of like the public plaza effect a little bit.
Legit. And it's all retail?
I don't think it had to all be retail. I think it.
Or what's the lighter color? What are you thinking? The apartment you said?
Yeah, just
mean-
apartments on that.
Nice, nice.
And I think like in a typology like this, adaptive reuse, you're trying to reuse a lot of those existing office or storage spaces, probably like in a studio format, right? Where
Right.
you want to really tap into the bones that are already there.
That's legit. In only 5 minutes, bro. Boom.
Nice.
Dude, that's
Mhm.
tight time. Like
But it's possible.
Yeah, but like the entire time, I kind of lost track of how long we had been going. Probably like 2 minutes in, and so it felt simultaneously like forever, and
Right.
like it was about to run out.
Exactly. Let's pull up mine here. Could you also mute? Thank you. So can everybody see it?
Yep.
So okay, so we have to find a better way to start these presentations. People are so bad at public speaking, it blows my mind. Like I
So
don't.
everyone starts. Okay, so
It's the worst. A bit of inspiration for this is actually from Toastmasters. They have an impromptu speaking, but it's only a minute. And I was like, well, okay, what about some kind of timed impromptu challenge? And that kind of birthed this. And in Toastmasters, they have a person each meeting who counts every so, okay, like, all that stuff. And it's incredible how much even professionals screw it up. But okay, so here is my project. My partí. As Brian pointed out, this kind of key shape here, and then on the right or the northeastern part of the site, it, it has a long corridor, and that seems efficient but very isolating. And my thought was more to have this be as mixed use as possible because each wing could be its own aspect. The space itself is not dependent on the program inside, which is actually this whole point. So each wing could be hospital, school, office, and then the main U shape is for the housing and to have some kind of actual space, and then to have an additive intervention instead of having that long corridor have space and interstitched escalator stairs, whatever it is, but also a space that's more of an in between that's able to have a bit of repose and calmness and maybe even pause instead of just being straight through the building. So those are like the main two ideas, which are overlaying as many programs as possible. And because it is 4 stories, adding some kind of horizontal and vertical connection across them. Boom, done. Do 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 do
I
do
I
do
like
do do.
the similarities that we have between ours.
Right, right.
This long like off center axis that the key shape runs. That's something we kind of both identify as this immediate
Right.
opportunity to lift everything to the ceiling and just like open it up a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I think that allows for a lot of really cool moments where you almost create an indoor city in some ways, right? Because it's reinforcing that boulevard effect, but it starts to
Mm.
take the form of almost an internal street. And so where you're
Right.
kind of like placing yours laterally in sequence, you're getting that same effect kind of down both of them, right? Where it's just this experience of going down this long, like shifting hallway of program.
Right, right. That's just like like spot on, and it it just like stuck out to both of us of like, oh, it just all connected on that far side.
It's interesting too that I think in both of these you can identify that that key shape is really the driver in that. You know,
Right.
we could have looked at like just the nodes where it meets to open those up or anything like that. But we both immediately went to like boom, long open atrium space.
Right.
And like the shape of that like really informs that.
Right. Right. The panel is so talkative. Man, they just won't shut up.
Are we
Can we
allowed to
talk now?
speak now?
Yeah, bro, this is your time to speak. It's over.
They suck. Not playing. These are really good, especially for 5 minute ideas. For Monty, I really like how you created that.
It's like in and out again.
Basically, like the Nagasaki capsule tower, where you
Mm,
can have these components off of this structure that can become bigger or smaller depending on the real estate that you want. So I thought that idea was pretty cool. And for and I mean both of y'all hit it spot on with that atrium effect. That I mean I would have
Mm-hmm.
done that as well, honestly. It just calls out for it. Like you see a lot of the great architects and their famous work like Calatrava and just have these long double-sided corridors that just bring in light and it's just a very purposeful space there that is created that way. And it kind of reminds me like trying to bring back the city into this, and I like how both of y'all thought about it, bringing the people back into this and not just making it another factory or another commercial thing that is just gonna serve one company and whatever they do. So giving this back to the city and its people is something that I bet would be really appreciative and something that we as architects should really think about doing.
right, right. Gain or something on your mic. Maybe turn off the noise cancellation.
How's that?
Cause that's legit.
I bet.
But it's more like in the middle of a sentence, it just goes a little quiet, and then it's back up. And
Yeah, it's
so,
because I turn this way and it's a little
yeah,
quieter, and then I turn back this way. I need to learn
yeah,
to talk into the mic instead of I usually talk about moving.
yeah. Stay like a robot.
Yeah, exactly.
I can eat now finally.
But yeah, looking at this site, I immediately thought about uh, that the Glass Palace, that one building that was built back the day around the same time as the Eiffel Tower when they were first using um, iron, that type of material, where that building was all different levels and all glass. That's immediately what I thought about here. Having that atrium you guys went for, similarly to those shopping centers out in France. That's
Hmm.
what I thought about. And then opening up the spaces to do um I forget what the word is, but it's like step ladder design is what I had in mind for this.
Mm. Like almost like pyramid or like ziggurat or like
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
the
that.
step back.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
That's what it's called.
on yours, Monty, like what did you have in mind by doing the off level crossing ladders? Like, did you have like a specific type of space that would be at the end of those?
It's more of adding an extra level of both connection and a space to hopefully have a view, have a seat, a coffee, chill, possibly up on a platform, and also it'll move between these volumes that it's each 4 stories, but it's 4 factory stories. These are gigantic floors. So being able to get people across and up seemed a bit more advantageous than just up and down or just across. And it adds to more square footage that's in space instead of okay, we only have the ground
Mm-hmm.
plaza space. Man, 5 minutes is not like if I had a couple more, I could have like flushed it out a little bit more, you know. But then it's okay. 10 isn't like enough either, you know. So then it's like 15, half an hour, and that's just too long, you know. It's like quick. What's the idea now?
Yeah, it's easy, I think, to find yourself in a hole too, where you know, 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes a week, a day. Like, I think that's real in like any project, right? Where I think that's part of like the design never stops element comes in
In,
because you always
in my
have like
first,
idea of like, oh, I can do this, oh, I can do that, oh, I can do this, I can do that, and constantly like be trying to push through that. But man, that's tight. You feel the 5 minutes for sure.
yeah, yeah. It's especially towards that end. It's like, yikes. Okay, I have a minute. Might have to like write words just to tell them stuff instead of just draw it out.
That's something that I kind of realized after I initially started sketching, because on I don't know if the iPad is streaming on this sketch here. I originally
Yeah, I
did
see it.
just the grid for it, and then I was like, well, this isn't going to explain it entirely, and went back and did this. I was like, okay, I need to get color on here so that it can at least
Mm,
like label this and show where things are going. And then I came back to this. And I was like, okay, now I can kind of like start to do things like try to show like balconies or like where the atrium is, how there's going to be people kind of like through this space.
nice.
And you almost can't have one without the other, right?
Mm,
Because just this isn't enough to say, okay, here's the experience. And this doesn't really do more than say, hey, there's an atrium.
right, right. But both together is the idea.
Exactly.
And really it's just a quick plan and a quick section, maybe an axon to like visualize it more, but really the idea is plan and section and trying to think it through that way. That often like our jobs, it's like we're executed, you know, like it's I'm not like thinking about the space conceptually the entire time either, you know. So it's especially in our jobs, like often that design phase, like unless the client has a bunch of money, but that design phase is often pretty quick,
Oh,
or
yeah.
it's driven by that client, you know. So they often expect a completed design and then okay, when are we building? And it's like, well, there's 80,000 other steps between there, so we have to start first and being able to quickly be like, boom, here is m- my thought. And for myself in starting in plan and site, it just appeared how far it would take to travel from the end of those like key teeth to the other end. and and I was like, okay, how could that connect? And my very first thought was each one is a wing. They don't have to be the same thing. Like if it was a brand new building, you might want to have it all, you know, but this, it doesn't all have to be. And really the point is that it's a very fluid space and a mobile space. Are these realistic? Are they like is this building even worth it? You know, like who knows? But it's more about the practice, because also our in the moment creativity, it's its own muscle, and to flex that every now and then, you know, because school, it really pushed us.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's It's funny that you mentioned each of those wings being something different because we almost started at like different ends of this key
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Where when I kind of looked at this top part of the teeth and, like this dimension in here for me, kind of between these two, was immediately like, okay, that looks like a multifamily wing, like dimensionally, right?
Mm.
And where I found myself wanting to like put more time in was this area at kind of like the head of the key,
Mm.
where I just kind of did this like quick retail wrap thing around it. But would have loved to continue to be like, okay, well, like, what's this space here?
Right.
Like, what's going on in the center there? Because,
Right. Exactly.
like, this probably doesn't need to be retail past that point. And that's where you can start to introduce, like, some of the other heavier program elements, like you're showing in yours, right?
Right.
Where you can say, okay, well, like, maybe this area down here is now just kind of like service space. And this is going to be like resident service and like health and wellness, amenities, stuff like that. Or maybe there's like other components of it, like a larger atrium with like a more substantial interior
Right.
park,
Right.
things
Right.
like that.
It's endless, really.
It really is. And I had the same thought with the Axon at one point. I even like started to kind of throw this together.
It's
And
hard.
I was
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe I can just do like a quick rough thing where I'm showing a cut like this or something, right? And you get into it and you go, okay, wait, hang on. The Axon would be really nice, but unless I can sit here and really like flesh this out,
Right. Right.
it's not as effective as these two.
Right. Right. I felt my Axon only like gave a little bit of visual because I kind of stopped on the section and I realized I couldn't draw the entire thing fleshed out either because I was trying to do a longitudinal section all the way down,
Oh
showing
yeah.
each opening and how it all connected. And I was like, oh shit, I don't have the space or the time for that. So I was like, okay, I can kind of show it in plan and kind of an axon and then talk about it. And it's funny in school when a person wouldn't really have anything and professors would would plead with them and be like, just show us a sketch. What's your idea? Please show us something here because they like wanted to actually help versus the others, who would be like, oh, you don't have enough. Bye. And and just moving on. Next. It's just brutal. But any other closing thoughts on these, Bane or Gus or Juan or Bernie? Anybody?
Baxter. 5 minutes. Challenge how to, and plus it's like I know that best at best I that don't focus sketch, then go for writing. They say don't focus, right? What go back and edit out the parts that and same logic that we didn't get to see the edit. And that's what's so cool about this is the process that in part of ID.
I think that's really true, and I think like
It's a
that
great point.
element of seeing it unfinished
Mm.
is a really interesting moment in I think just kind of the design process as a whole because it's stuff a lot of times like you probably wouldn't take like any of these sketches like to a client in this format, but you would
Right.
definitely have a conversation with these sketches, right? Where you would sit down with other people and be like, okay, this is like the idea here and this is how we're going to proceed. But with client, like you're going to sit there and you're going to clean them up and make sure they look good.
But also in that same token, a big strength I see in my boss now is his sketching in the m- moment he thinks through in sketching and shows it out and speaks it out in the moment. At the end, it ends up being a big old jumbled mess, but he walks you through it in that moment. And often, if you don't practice sketching, and then a client asks, and you have an idea of how to solve it, but can't tell them or show them so they actually understand to then hire you, I guess. Then what are like can you actually sell and be that forefront of design because it is so in the moment. I mean, all of us are in these meetings. Design is problem solving, so when a problem pops up, it's okay, where could we put this or that or this or that, and it's all about how all these parts are rearranged. And us not even flexing it outside of our profession is actually kind of a liability. I mean, they call it a practice, but it's as if we aren't studying for any tests and only taking tests, and having everything on the job. But
Well,
that's basically the whole point of this segment. But
I'd
but
even
but
5 minutes have with one whole. I was thinking I was for a day a sketch. I don't think you 5 minutes get a 5 minute impromptu.
Sometimes it's just lines in Bluebeam.
Yeah, that's
By
done
sometimes all the time.
way too much. Yeah, that's done way too much, honestly.
Like more than sketching sometimes.
Exactly. Here's this Bluebeam with color boxes for you to look at. Yeah, like yeah, we're talking about back to that little phrase they would say in architecture school. How good is your napkin sketch? Like how good are you able to sell this at a bar? Sitting at a bar and trying to mingle with people. Like how well can you do that? It's something a lot of us like. It's hard to learn that because 5 minutes that's nothing.
right. It's a flash in the pan. So let's vote, I guess. Let's see how this. So I don't have a voter set up, so just praise your hands, I guess. All for Ryan.
It's hard.
Yeah. I mean, voting isn't like the whole point. Like it isn't to win. It's so like for this we can probably like just move on. If it was bracketed or like round robin or like something else, but Yeah, and with the adaptive reuse, it is kind of about choosing the program, but all come up with some like putting like a restaurant in a church or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the chat can chime in whenever we do have more people.
Yeah, but it'll build up
Yeah,
because
I wonder if we could like run a poll bot or something in the
yeah,
Twitch
So
chat.
right, right.
create like a little recap. All right, guys.
Just us for now, but it's building slow and steady. Just about documentation, really, and like practice and shit. But like, I was Googling and not much else is out there like this. Like I don't see anything like an actual timed challenge, and that can be like anything. So, wanna move on?
Let's do
See
it.
who's next. Let's do it. So if it is Ryan or me, I'll just spin again.
Sounds good.
So then it's just I'm about to. I am now. Okay.
I'm scared.
Spin
Monty
again.
again.
No, I'm not going again.
Well, it should just be one versus
Vanessa.
me. No, well, Vanessa versus somebody.
Vanessa.
Vanessa versus Vanessa. Oh
Uh,
snap!
Damn.
Left hand versus right hand.
Oh, Gustavo.
Oh, Vanessa and
Gustavo.
Gustavo.
Let's see
all
what
right.
you got. Spin again?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. Spin
a
again.
transportation?
Ooh. This has a lot.
This is a yeah. This is
What's the deets, Monty?
a spin again or here.
Oh no, this one. This one's good.
Okay. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So this is to connect the airport to downtown. So the main airport is here, but to come in, would you mute, please? Because I think it's like picking up on the reverb. But flying in, have to fly in here and then come all the way over here. It takes like hours and hours and hours and
Jesus.
hours. Yeah. And so this idea is a bridge from over here over to the stadiums.
Inside the
I
Oracle
mean,
Park.
Well,
what?
does it have to be?
Inside Oracle Park.
Yeah, straight to the park. What?
Okay.
There, 'cause- or like what
The
come up
bridge.
with some
Yeah.
thoughtful.
Yeah. Like the structure of the bridge. And
Damn.
you could add program, you could do it's a bridge, but it can be anything. It can have skydiving or like bungee jumping or,
Y'all gotta
whatever.
be golden.
Yeah.
Pinterest.
So Alcatraz is over here. Or
Make
yeah,
a stop there.
make a stop there. But so it can be over the water, underground. It can be anything, but just somehow connects the airport
Uh-huh.
to downtown, and it can hit at any point you want. It's up to you. But over here are all of the stadiums and everything, and it's basically the start of downtown. So, are there any other questions about it? Because before Brian and I started, we had a little bit of time to.
Nope. I think got the gist of it.
I don't know.
That thing huge.
The how
Or is there like a
746 feet.
Is there a section how that goes?
No.
Actually,
How
I think
tall
you
is
can
below
check.
the water?
I think you can Google that.
Yeah. The depth of it is 372 feet. So it's like twice as tall as it is deep. And at that part, it might be also shallow. But the bridge, it can be anything you want. From the structure of it to adding program to having
Extra
it be,
terabithia.
yeah, anything.
Yeah, that one.
But just the bridge right here. And then I can show the timer on mine here when y'all are ready. Are you ready?
Okay, is one of us sharing the screen?
Who are you what? Who are you what? No, no. I'll do it. Can you both see it still? No. I'll do it. Can you both see it still?
Yeah, still up.
Okay. Are you both ready to sketch? Pencils up? No, no. But are you both ready to go? Okay. 3, 2, 1. You have 5 minutes.
Monty, can you go back to
This site
So
here.
I got this is San Francisco.
you
This is the airport over here, right?
actually do how long it takes from the actual airport to
Oh
go
yeah.
to? I'm curious.
We could probably do something interesting. Have a couple of
That's the wrong airport. Which one is this? Is this Taunton Airport?
Dang, Monty, you gave it the wrong side.
Did Monty give us the wrong sign?
No way. That's the airport over here.
Monty gave y'all the directions to the cemetery.
Oh,
It does look like an airport
What?
from up here,
What
though.
is that though?
Yeah, what is this?
what are we
It
doing,
looks.
Monty?
It looks like an airport.
Building
Yeah.
420.
What?
Oh, it's
Go up, go up.
that
Building
kind of
420.
facility.
Where?
Go up to the tip, north tip.
This is
North
where
tip.
California's
Go down,
storing all the
go
weed.
down. Okay. Keep zooming in.
What is this?
Amazing.
Walking stick.
Alright, what do you want to do?
I
What?
wonder if that's like an old airport.
It has to be, right?
Look, it says building 420.
Where?
Zoom in, zoom in. Oh, scroll up north. Left. Go left. Building 420. Nice. What I imagined it.
Yeah, we can run this back.
Choosing another site, bro.
Oh, spin again?
Yeah, or I don't know.
This is definitely an old airport.
It has to be, right? Look at
It's
that.
gotta be or some like.
I mean, we could like pretend
somehow.
it's an airport.
I wonder if it's like maybe like a military, like an old military airport.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe Navy or something.
I wondered why there weren't any airplanes. Yeah. Yeah, fuck it, keep it. Bridge over
Pretend
here.
it's a-
Bridge
pretend
over
it's an
here.
airport.
Yeah, bridge to the new airport.
It's a former naval air station.
Former. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Naval Air Station Alameda. Alameda.
Yeah. Okay, bridge over to that thing, and you can like, what happens there? What would you do? And I'm gonna
Oh, I think
restart
this
the
is the
time.
place where the Mythbusters used to blow shit up.
Really?
I think so.
That'd
I
be
would go
cool.
to building 420.
Who who named this? Oh, there's no drop right here.
Gotta be a Californian.
Oh, okay. So keep the same challenge. Bridge to a brand new airport. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know why I counted down, but you have 5 minutes.
Yo, that is where they shot Mythbusters.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, thought so.
Dude, that's a good eye.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
He should be that guy who like guesses locations on
GeoGuessr.
yeah.
Man, he even knew that one off the top.
Can't this man, dude? Chokeslam the Undertaker.
Huh. I totally failed. I didn't switch the title of this, so it's back when Tristy hosted it. It's Office Culture Shock.
We'll
Uh-huh.
get it one day.
Yeah, I don't have a producer, so
Roll back the episode
yeah. Let's just start it all the way over, guys.
from the top.
From the jump, y'all remember all your vines, right?
I think you can get
Word
like
for
20%
word.
of them.
Stream manager. I gotta edit this. All 2 viewers, man. How are they gonna know?
It's your boss money.
Nah, he ain't doing shit.
I really hope it's your boss.
That'd be funny though. Do, 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 do.
Just types it in the chat, Monty. Don't come in tomorrow.
Yeah, like, bro, you're
Oh,
fired. Okay. 3-minute warning. Do, 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 do.
What are some good bridge projects that y'all like? Monty
Some
got 'em.
bridge projects. Hmm.
What was that?
I feel like there's a lot of really cool ones in Asia.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What is the one that it's like a sine wave that
Oh, I
kind of
know
like
what you're talking about.
overlaps?
I just don't know. Yeah. Oh,
I don't know that one.
pretty cool.
Let me see if I can find it.
Put like a legit bridge that really puts structure to the test is so interesting. Like, because most bridges are like very mundane to us, but like even back when they first made bridges, 2-minute warning. Back when they first made bridges, it was like, oh my god, you can go over the stream, but then or over the valley. But
Saying how
now,
much
like,
they dig up in there. Having to
yeah, they dig
pour
so
out
much.
that water and then dig up all up in there. I
Yep.
think it was Kunkel that went over it in class. How they do bridges essentially, and Jesus, it's a process.
Yeah. I think it was it in Rotterdam? There's a bridge we saw. Yeah, this one right here. I think so.
Just
Anyway.
posted one similar to the one that I'm thinking of in the chat.
Yeah, this one's like wait, where's that OMA building? What was that's called? Um, OMA Rotterdam. Da Rotterdam. That's what it's called. Da Rotterdam. Yeah. This is the bridge here. This is that crazy OMA tower, but probably the angle's better over here. Yeah, this bridge is nuts. Look at this thing.
Oh snap!
It's
Oh,
it's a
that's fucking cool.
huge, yeah, and then it's
Like
all
a logo.
yeah, basically LA. No, but then there's these behemoths. Look at
Jeez.
that. Look
Wow.
at that. Standing here is nuts because it's just like okay, bye bye, and then but this bridge here is so cool.
I like how bridge physics are pretty much like where's all the weight and how do we pull it back?
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
30 seconds. Or no, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's it.
What?
Sorry guys. Sorry guys. I thought it said 30 and it said 3. Alright. They're, they're all bad. Mine was bad. What do you mean? I was like, oh fuck, I have to show these guys the sketch. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I didn't want to show anything.
Me neither. I was like, oh my god. But fuck it. You just have to like because it's not about the sketch. It's
Doing it
about
live.
what's the idea.
Even have had professors and even designer
Yeah.
that told me that don't don't sketch straight lines because you're not gonna get them perfect, and the sketch shouldn't be perfect, and you don't have time to be trying to show a perfect sketch. 'Cause usually
Yeah,
they're just to show
you can't
someone right
waste the
quick.
time.
Yeah.
Right. And especially now with how great or how straight computers are, like that's a perfectly straight line. So it's like, why even try and compete with that? And then the extreme are to like Bijan lines, they're all straight, but they're all like wiggly.
You know why he does that though?
Why?
He says he does that because he wants to show the actual dimensions of the wall. He sketches
Oh,
it. He's like, "Oh, this is a foot thick wall. Let me squiggle that in, making it look like to a
oh,
foot."
instead of, oh.
Yeah, bro.
Wow, because
Wait,
also if you
what does he
squint,
do?
it's like the space. What?
What does he
What you
do?
ask?
I haven't seen his sketches, I don't think.
His
Bijan
sketches,
always squiggles when he
yeah,
sketches.
yeah, almost to the point you might think it's medical. Like it's very consistent. I thought it was medical. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro.
Like medical grade or
Oh wow.
Opium. No, no.
No, but yeah, he told me one time when he was giving me a sketch with squigglier lines so you can show the actual wall thickness while you partee. And I was just like, so that's why you sketch like that.
That explains a lot. That explains
Oh yeah.
Mr. Beefon. It's all good. You're muted too. Who wants
that
to
is
go?
a smart move on his part.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Monty, you're muted.
All right, let's hear it, Gustavo. What are you thinking?
All right. So the idea that I had here was something, um, pretty much like a like one main piece of road that goes from the magical new airport we created and splits off into two separate sections that can go into the parks area of San Francisco and the other lower southern section of San Francisco. All of it being lifted up by these, like, I would imagine, like almost like the pointy part of the stiletto hill, something really slim, and then just have that be just like a all suspended bridge. And then we could have separate levels of transportation where, of course, the top level would be the road. Lower level can be a new subway system. So there's like multi level of transportations in there. Um, and that's basically what the idea is.
And are each of those points um the
Those are more
columns
or
or
less like the columns, yeah.
crazy suspension, bro? How tall is it? Like 1,000 feet?
Um, however much it needs to be.
Just ask the structural engineer. Classic.
Exactly.
Just ask him. Legit. And
Like I had in mind, I don't know the name of the project, but I've seen pictures of some European bridges that stand between mountain and mountain, where it's just like a linear singular piece and like one
yeah,
support beam in the middle. I think some of those are like just for walkways, but what if we did that for bigger transportation systems?
yeah. And if it'll hold it for sure. It
If
just like collapses immediately. No.
that's not on me, that's on the math man.
Forget between mine and Ryan's. Did we talk about them or go straight to the other one?
Went straight to the other one and then compared the two after.
Yeah. Any other words, Gustavo?
That's all I have for this one.
Beautiful, beautiful. Miss Bunny, Eh, eh, it's muted. It's muted.
So for mine, I drew. I think you have headphones. So for section of the Vista water, honestly, Gate Bridge, but just like the shape of it, and not really the bottom part. Bottom part, I'm just trying to have an open dam. I don't know what the term is, but I don't want it to be a wall along the. I don't want it to be a wall cutting through the ocean. That's what that circle part. But the top of it, I kind of looked like the bridge. You have connection with the landscape. I also want red. Then the interior, essentially like what the railroad stations look like. I also want it to be railroad, so people could take a train the airport to down on San Francisco. And then I want the interior to look as nice as the railroads, but I want it to be actually nice. So I was thinking it could look similar to Union State. So I'll just share one. But I want the entrance or similar. I want it to look like a grand entrance and railroad sketches. Not too well, but I want it where so my sketch here is trying to their entrance storefront. If that's just like one area, the beginning, and that's my idea.
Nice, nice. Man, these five pinits is nothing, and like a whole bridge and new structure and all that too. But I, 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 I honestly love this exercise and seeing what in between or what vision is there. Could you mute? I think. But what vision is there in these quick moments because it's like as fast as possible, and even that perspective sketch in the middle of Bana is like, yeah, it is unfinished, but it's still at the same time capturing that space and prival. I would say that in these, it's all about efficiency of drawing, and you almost have two of the same sketch that could be one sketch. Like it could show the stair and the water in the same in one s- section, and then on the perspective, you would have had a bunch more time to possibly add in the bridge in the background or like a bit more depth or what have you, and because it's really two maybe three crucial drawings, and that often is its own choice of composition of, well, am I even going to show to get my idea across, because my idea is not this drawing, but the drawing is showing my idea. So how to get that across as effectively as possible seems like like crucial, but also in or on the flip, having these grand entrances, because often a bridge there isn't like a threshold. You don't really know you're on it until except for like a bump, in the road. And most bridges are not that n- novel. It's pretty normal, but with this having being full transportation, and both of y'all hit on it, because also especially pointing out, hey, this has to have subway because that just makes sense, especially from a brand new airport. And it's like those people probably won't have cars, and being able to get them across, and then also to basically be like, well, what's the farthest we can possibly stretch this, and as thin as possible, and also splitting it off, because that's probably the most brilliant part. Is the question, it didn't say just one bridge, you know like it is a bridge to connect them, but really splitting it up, and having two spots to hop on only helps alleviate congestion, because especially in Manhattan, the bridge crossing is like insane, but often I still have to drive a lot farther from that crossing. So both of y'all, like that was quick, but it pointed out some very crucial problems and
You
design software
almost
problems. Mhm.
you almost don't have time to think of an idea.
Right.
you kind of have to just go with the first thing that comes to your mind, and you just got to go. Because if you try to sit there and think of it, you are going to run out of time.
Right, right. Because even like basically after I started sketching mine, I was like, "Oh no, I want to abandon this completely." I was like, "No, I don't want to do it. This is a horrible idea." But I was like, "Oh, I can't just stop and like, huh, what am I gonna do?" I was like, "No, I'll just push through, push through, push through, push through, and see what happens." And what actually came to be was different to my very first idea. I don't know about y'all, but like my first thought, it evolved as I was sketching.
Yeah, it absolutely does. I think when you're going through that, and I'm sure you know both of y'all hit that point at probably pretty early in the process of finding a moment where it's like, okay, well, I have to commit to this, and I know there's holes that I want to resolve, and I gotta figure out which of those holes am I gonna like stick a finger in and plug, because some of those holes are bigger and taking on water faster.
Yes, that's exactly what happened with I mean, I feel like you guys are talking about your process and that's what I went through. But I didn't even mention that that's why that dirt sketch came in. I was trying to figure out a problem and that was like so I don't know what this shape will look like. It's not a bridge. It's not like the Golden Gate ropes going to the bottom. It's gonna just be like this solid. I guess that's like the thought in my head. It's like literally a solid that just is in the shape of the bridge. And then here in this third drawing where I have almost like a U at the top, I was thinking maybe that could be like a window to bring in sunlight. I'm like, how does that make sense? So I didn't even say it, but because I'm not even sure what I was trying to figure out here. But then I was like, okay, well, I didn't figure anything out other than that I want a railroad. My drawing didn't help me solve that issue. Like, is it gonna be atrium? I don't know. I need to develop the idea more.
I think you guys also have a hard point with this one, right? Because
Yeah.
with that bridge component, you can really kind of go everywhere with how you break that down because it's so big.
Oh yeah,
And
that's a big thing.
it's huge. It's a lot of space to fill, honestly.
Like thinking back at it now, like it wasn't so much about. I feel that I shouldn't have focused so much on like the extent of the bridge, but more like focus on just doing a sectional drawing because that's where all the design is
Mm,
happening in the bridge.
right. 'Cause
Exactly.
even in plan, it's like no, it doesn't really show what's happening. You can only use.
Mhm.
I think the plan is nice though, and the
Hmm.
reason I say that is because it shows what the overall idea kind of is here, right? And
Mhm.
you get almost a scalar breakdown of what's occurring along this. So you have a larger overall idea of there's this kind of like branching bridge that's almost emulating a network, right? And then you look at how the connection to the bridge is actually supported. You say, okay, here's the overall scale of the path it's taking. Here's how it starts to exist with itself. And then this is what's going on inside of it.
Exactly. And that's kind of all you need to spit it out. And like all of us have mentioned, often don't even have 5 minutes. So to be able to sketch it out, and this is actually light pressure because all of us are friends. But like, what if 100 million is on the line, or I don't know, whatever it is.
That's a
Like
lot.
yeah, that's a little. What do you mean? Bro, the sphere was 2.3 billion.
Yeah, that was a lot too.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. That's probably too much. Like it's a whole other conversation, but I don't really believe all these construction prices. I think it's all a big fucking sham. But
Well, it's a bunch of markups upon markups upon markups.
exactly, right.
It's-
Every person adds on 10, 15, 20, 50%. And
Yeah,
then there's
that's
the
how,
contractor.
yeah, that's how it really is. The subs at their 15, the contractor at their 15, and then there's another contingency 15.
And there's us, there's the realtors, there's the bank, like everyone's getting their cut.
Yeah,
And
bro.
all and all the specialists within the specialists, acoustics or like mechanical just for kitchens, right? Like there's like super specialists out there.
Yeah, like we actually have this slide that we're putting in into a school, and I'll guess how much it is.
200 million.
A little too high.
40 million.
Slide, bro. Playground
What?
What are
slide.
you putting in the school?
Oh, we're putting in a slide.
Like a slide in the
Oh.
playground
Yeah.
or a slide
Yeah.
in the inside the building?
I thought it was a whole
Putting a
school.
slide
Third
inside
floor
the
to
building.
first floor.
Oh,
Yes. Actually, yeah.
I thought it was a whole school.
Slide, bro.
Not a slide.
Is this for like students to take like to the ground floor?
Yeah, it's an elementary, so they wanted to add that little component to have it
It's
a
That's
little
fucking
bit fun for
awesome.
them. Yeah, but
How much was it? 100K? 40?
45,000 for a slide, a single slide, a single
Like plastic?
playground slide. Yeah, the ones you see at the park. 45,000.
Jeez.
It's a lot of
wow.
plastic.
I
Yeah.
saw this meme. I think actually Elon shared it, but it was the entire Golden Gate Bridge took like 400 or 600 million, and it was only built over 4 years. The suicide nets on the side were like
I saw that.
400 million, and it took like 6 years, way longer. Obviously inflation, the price is like not the big part, but it took longer to build the nets than it did the entire Golden Gate Bridge. And every person on that job was paid every single month. No one missed a paycheck. So the longer it goes on, because most of these people who are on these jobs, even contractors, they aren't they aren't incentivized to have it be fast or accurate. They're actually incentivized otherwise, to have it be slow and be like, oh, there's a mistake here and a mistake here, there's a change here and a change here, and just like, well, but we're trying to build the best building or bridge possible. But this is a whole like other diatribe off topic, and I'll try and keep us on topic tonight because this is the 5-minute design challenge. And any other thoughts for Ms. Bane or Senor Gustavo?
I think y'all did good, honestly. I
Yeah.
like the level transfer basis that y'all were creating. I kind of wanted a little more in that. I don't know.
Me
Like,
too.
what if there was like living or recreational things at these centers or whatever? And game, like I don't know, just something cool. Like I mean, I know there's a housing problem over there in Cali, and I'm pretty sure San Fran is one of the big ones. So what if there was like some capsules or something people can put under the bridge?
Right.
I mean, structure would be crazy, but I don't know, something.
Maybe. I didn't even think about this until you were speaking, and I don't know why the word capsule triggered this thought. Suicide prevention. um, I mean, the Golden Gate Bridge has suicide prevention. It doesn't work, but it does have it. So this uh so I don't know if you guys saw, but I can share. But the Golden Gate has like these scenes that that are like 10 feet long, 15, and trying to prevent it. And it's almost like it feels like it's translucent, so you can't even see it, but it is like very structural. It's like metal things hanging out, and then you have just that that could be done creatively and be a part of it, since it is something that is an issue with the bridge, and I'm assuming it would be an issue with.
Yeah, like what if these structures that hold up the bridge were actually like mini buildings or something?
Right.
They could be, yeah.
that'd be wicked. You
Something
know,
that,
like, and you're already building out there. You might as well beef it up a little bit more.
They're like little like oil rig cities.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, those are
Yeah.
pretty cool, honestly. Architecture behind them is pretty insane.
Oh yeah.
Post oil environment.
There's some things, especially like on that industrial side, that I'm always super impressed with.
Yeah.
Because like it strips away like all of like the fanciful elements of architecture and it's just like, okay, we got to make this thing and it's going to function, it's going to do it really well because people are going to die otherwise.
Right. This
Exactly.
machine, and especially those machines that make other machines.
Oh yeah.
Just like,
Well, I always think of like one of my favorite things in construction is just how human of a solution it is to say, okay, how are we going to make this thing stay steady?
yeah.
Well, you remember those little bolt things we made? What if we just made them really fucking big? And then we do that, and like that's the solution, and it's everywhere. You know, there's just like this economy of scale that happens where some things like we have a really simple solution already figured out, and then it goes into that super complex thing like the oil rig.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And bridges like could be far more complex.
I thought it was, but it does metal. They're like the metal.
Bro, I'm clearing that if I jump. I'm playing.
Pretty far, bro.
Oh wow.
Bro, it's pretty
Yeah,
far.
it does look pretty far.
And it's far down too.
I mean,
So you
don't
have to like
skip
really
that
go
day.
down.
I
Yeah.
think I would get caught exactly on the edge, fuck up my stomach, and then tumble. It'd be miserable.
You like
You
it'd be
just
even
spin
worse.
in while you're falling.
Yes.
And
Like
Go
I'm
up
not gonna
like
clear it
4.
intentionally.
Before you die.
R.I.P. Ryan. Yeah, that is a brutal part. Like people have made and built buildings that other people have literally jumped off of themselves. I'm sure all of this is Twitch friendly content right here.
I
It
mean,
certainly
it's like
is.
it's a design issue, and the other picture show it, but I think that's what is right.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So it's like a 20 different. No,
It's even more.
it's like
yeah,
That's like 40,
30.
50 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty deep down.
yeah.
Oh.
Do a flip.
And
I've only seen that
this is
that
like an
Elon guy.
addition too, because this wasn't in the original line. So
Right.
I'm thinking like this could be done in a way that doesn't look so like,
Horrible.
well, not horrible, but like it's an addition, and on top of that, it just looks like a last minute thought. I mean, it is because the issue didn't come until they saw it. But what if you design it knowing the issue at hand, and in that case, it's not a last minute thought, and it's actually in the structure, and we wouldn't even know what it looks like. It could be different building. Because also the hard part about the Golden Gate Bridge is that the waters are very cold and people drown easily. it's hard to build on it for some reason. I forget why, but I think like the water quality and how the water is. I know that this bridge was like one of the hardest bridges built in the world. You're muted.
Yeah, people died building it, but yeah, that's like super interesting, and it's hard to not take precedent from the Golden Gate Bridge. It's so cool. And so in moving on, Juan still hasn't gone yet. Y'all want to spin to see who faces him or any volunteers?
I feel like it's got to be either me or you, Monty.
Yeah, one of us. So spin it until it hits us.
I think so.
I mean, if y'all want, I can go on my own.
No, bro, I want to do it too,
Okay.
if possible.
Juan versus Juan.
Okay.
Juan versus Juan.
A little
Hey,
Juan on
Juan
Juan.
Here
versus
we go.
Juan versus Juan. Okay, Juan has 10 minutes. And Juan versus Juan versus
15.
Juan. Juan versus Juan
Bruh.
versus Juan versus
Wow.
Juan. Let me just. Alright, 50-50 shot. Here we go. Oh, shit.
Go,
Alright,
money.
let's go.
Back.
Let's see. Spin again or. Juan?
Yeah, let's do something new.
Yes.
Master plan.
Ooh, master planning.
I
First
think
subject.
it's this one. Yes.
Monty, I missed it. Are you competing or am I competing?
It's me. It's me.
City for elderly people.
That's interesting.
I can spin again. I have a better one.
Nah, go for it.
I kind of want to see
where's the
Skid
slide
Row.
go?
I want to see Skid Row.
Where's this site at?
Wait, I thought you had
Um,
Skid Row, or was that the site?
that was adaptive reuse.
I
This
don't
was
mind
on
this one.
Skid Row.
Here, I actually did I flush it out? Let me see.
A master plan for an elderly community on Skid Row.
Not Skid Row. I mean, we could do Skid Row, but like,
That's basically Psyarc.
Yeah.
basically. So I had it in the highest population of elderly people,
Mm-hmm.
and and that was in Florida, and in
Of
Florida
course.
there's a place called the Villages, and where was that site I chose?
That mean you guys are going to university?
Yeah, I
Currently
mean,
active adult 55 plus retired. Levittown.
I can you see? No, I'm not sharing. Okay, so we are in the heart of old people land of Florida. Place is
Right
called
on.
the Villages, and it's literally just a bunch of golf courses and housing. That's literally all it
That's
is
all they
over here.
need.
That
Yeah,
looks like
bro.
Temecula.
Yeah, just all golf courses and housing. And so right here, there's a big empty fucking lot. That's it. That's our site. Right by golf courses, housing, and it's more about how to bring them more to c- 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 because like there are some like living facilities here, as well, but most people are actually here. But there's literally no college around, and often people still want to learn. And if Bane could share the timer. But do you see it, Juan?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, yeah.